Wanted to talk a bit about a common misunderstanding of how much tax a business pays. I often get the question of, hey, my business made X amount of dollars, how much can I expect to pay in the business? I want to keep money in my business account so I can pay my business taxes. That doesn't quite work that way, and we'll get into more of that in a second. My name is Merrill Taylor. I'm a CPA. I've been working with people for over 20 years. We work with business owners, helping them save money on taxes. Specifically business owners making more than $500,000 using niche tax strategies to help them. Now let's talk about how much does a business pay in tax. Well, first off, we need to make a dividing line. And this dividing line is between C corporations and everything else, meaning S corporations, partnerships, and sole proprietorships. C corporations live in their own world. C corporations do pay tax. They pay a flat tax currently in 2025. At least the time of this recording, of 21%. So if your C corporation makes $100,000, this is net income, net income after expenses of $100,000, it'll pay $21,000 in tax, plus any state tax that you might owe on top of that. Now, what about the other entities? What about S corporations, partnerships, sole proprietors? We'll just lump these together as flow-through entities because that's what they're called. They're called flow-through entities. So let's say that you have a flow-through entity. How much will you pay in business taxes? Well, it's complicated. The real answer is zero because those businesses, flow-through entities, don't pay any tax, at least not at the federal level. There are some states that impose taxes on flow-through entities, California being one, Texas being another, and some other ones out there that impose a tax on them. But on the federal side and most states, there is no tax, no business tax on those entities. The reason they're called flow-through entities is because whatever happens inside those entities flows through to the tax return of the owner and is taxed to the owner. So when I have someone that comes to me and says, how much should I keep in my business account to pay my business taxes, and they have a flow-through entity, well, I say, well, none, because the business isn't going to pay any tax. All that tax is going to be assessed on your personal return. What happens is, in an S corporation or in a partnership, those returns are prepared and a K-1 is prepared. That K-1 is a tax form that says, here is your portion of income from the business. Let's say it's an S Corp. You're the only owner of that S Corp. It makes $100,000. You're going to get a K-1 that shows $100,000 of income. So when you file your personal tax return, you will report $100,000 of business income, and you personally will pay that tax. The business does not pay the tax. You personally, it's a personal tax that you pay, even though it's on business income, it's still your own personal tax. Now, some business owners will pay that tax from a business account. That is considered a distribution from the business. It's you personally taking money to pay your personal tax obligation. Has nothing to do with the business. It's not a business deduction. Taxes are never a deductible business expense. It flows through you personally. You pay tax there, and the business does not pay tax. And so that happens with a partnership and an S corporation. You get a K-1, you report it on your personal return. As a sole proprietor, that is reported as a Schedule C on your personal return. So that's already on your personal return. So all you do is report the income, expenses, your net income gets taxed. You pay both income tax and self-employment tax on the personal return, and it's paid there and doesn't run anything through the business. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, go through and talk about how a business pays or doesn't pay taxes. Again, C corporations are going to pay tax. Flow-through entities, you're paying it personally. It's not a business expense, not a business deduction. Doesn't really have anything to do with the business at that point. It's you personally. So if you'd like continued updates on taxes and learning more about them, go to taxtutor.com and subscribe to our weekly newsletter.